Here's the question. How do you make the impossible possible? Simple. Remove the I am, the ego. Now, how do you step into that newfound possibility? With a series of small intentional steps. Never forget, the greatest among us started from humble beginnings. But to truly unlock your potential, realize you're here for something greater. If you're yearning for more than just a good life, let's take that small step together to reach greatness. Welcome to the Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast, where we're talking to those who have gone from mediocrity to motivated, overlooked to overachieving, forgettable to unforgettable. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everybody. Lesson from this week. I came across this a few minutes ago as I sat down here. I was going to do something else, and I went, man, I need to do this. This is something that is what's holding me back from greatness sometimes, this concept. And I've talked on this podcast about choosing to be happy, that you get to choose. Now, it's blessed, it's full, and you get to choose. I've talked about that several times. I've talked about the fact that we don't need to live in denial about the gravity, the pain, perhaps, or the issues in our situation. But like has been quoted, I forgot the name right now, which I will come up with probably before this is over. Anne Frank said, I do deny the finality of my situation. I do not deny the massiveness, the difficulty of my situation. But I do deny the finality of it, which allowed her in basically a self-made prison to see things with a happiness and to catapult herself to a greater position. Okay, so here's what I have. I'm going to play a reel, and then I'm going to talk about what it says and give an example of something that happened this week. I'll even try to show it on the screen.
At some point, you need to stop telling the story of the suffering you, because what you're doing is manifesting it. If you keep writing about it, you keep speaking about the suffering you are with your mouth manifesting more of that to come. So let go. Start telling the story of the thriving you. Yes, it's going to feel like fake it till you make it in the beginning, but who cares? It's going to make you thrive in every category of life. To stop telling that old story.
We're going to listen to it again. It's going to go again.
At some point, you need to stop telling the story of the suffering you.
The suffering you.
It's manifesting it. If you keep writing about it, you keep speaking about the suffering you are with your mouth manifesting more of that to come. So let go and start telling the story of the thriving you. Yes, it's going to feel like fake it till you make it in the beginning, but who cares? It's going to make you thrive in every category of life. To stop telling that old story. Let go.
I want the thriving me. I don't want the suffering me. There's parts of me that suffer. There's parts of me that suffer today. There's parts of me that not up. There's parts of me that are doing difficult things and being accused of not doing enough. Even with my own self, I accuse myself of not doing enough. I don't measure up. But if I speak the suffering me, If I speak about it, then I manifest it. I don't love that term actually, and yet the truth in it. So, just a couple of days ago, I was playing a game with some friends, and it was a speed game. It's like the first one to put these things together and come up with these figures, come up with this certain pattern, then you win the hand. And I said, "Oh, it's a speed game. I'm terrible at speed games, and I am going to lose." Well, what happened is that I did lose 3, 4 hands in a row, massively, massively, barely got started. And I knew I was in the game with a couple of people that are really good and one that's not so good. And those two were going back and forth and winning. And then I thought, this thing raised up in me the competitive nature, this competitive thing that's like, I really need to just try this. It's just a few more hands. I really need to work hard at it. I need to observe. I need to put the figures together in this order. And it's a new random set of cards and a random set of pieces that I have. And I thought, I'm just going to put some effort into this. And then I won a hand. It's like, whoa, what happened? And the idea we were going to end the game, and two of the people that were literally typically better than me at games like this, they had won 3 and I hadn't won any. And so I won 1. Oh, no, that's cool. That's fun, to win something. They were saying, okay, next hand wins. But then I got my first one. So it wasn't the next hand wins. And then the next time it's like, oh, that was cool. And so it upped me a little bit, made me feel a little bit more confident. And I went after the next one and I won the next hand. And I felt pretty good about that. And then I did not win the next one. I completely failed at that hand. But how much better might I have done at the whole game had I not manifested my suffering, which is I'm not particularly good at these games. And I'm not. I'm typically not good at the speed games. It's more of a slow, methodical strategy game is what I'm typically way better at. And memory, counting cards and understanding like what cards are left in the deck. I'm not good at that stuff either, but slow motion, slow in evolving strategy games, I'm pretty good at. And this one, I thought after we were done, I said, well, that was a good lesson in my life is that I need to manifest things that are positive and wonderful and happy and energizing and uh, that reveal stick-to-itiveness and long suffering sometimes and decide ahead of time how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do. And I need to do this daily and I need to do it moment by moment. And I need to not say things. I can think them and feel them. I'm a feel first kind of person. I can feel them, think them a little bit, but then I need to exit them out of my mind and engage in the thing that I'm doing. That game I should have engaged deeper in. And would the score have come out? I don't know, but I would have enjoyed it more. And those around me would have enjoyed it more because I cast a black cloud upon what was going on. Now I have some people in my life, a couple of people at work that, we ask for good news and we hear what they say. And yet it's got this not really good news slant to it. It's not, it's not the best thing that happened. Well, what the best thing is that the worst thing didn't happen. Close to the worst, but not the worst. And sometimes it's funny and they're doing it to be part of the gang and all that, but sometimes it gets old hearing that. And I'm like, so I sit in judgment of that person and then I turn around and do it during that game. And it's just a microcosm of life sometimes. Other people will say things to me or someone else that are actually not great. They're discouraging or they're maybe there's some truth to it, but they're true this much, not this much. And so they're very short-sighted and frustrating that it's coming out like it did because it's just so short
of the grander picture, which is that we were both made by God and we both get to do something amazing in this world, and we need to prepare for it. We need to help each other prepare for what God has for us. And how discouraging was that when I heard a couple of things this last week that was like, man, that was hard to hear. Uh, um, Another person's truth about myself back a number of years. And I'm like, wait, I don't understand. Then I asked somebody about it. I said, I'm kind of bothered by that. And they said, you got to realize that what came out of that person's mouth is often it's reactionary to how they're feeling, maybe to make a point, maybe to manipulate you emotionally, maybe to make themselves look better. And the point is that what came out of the mouth was not genuine. Though there may be a sliver of truth in it, it was not genuine. It was kind of hurtful and maybe even intended to be hurtful. And so you shouldn't really resonate with it. You shouldn't dwell on it, but instead pray for the person. Instead, dismiss what they said as not fact, and then less worthy of the longevity of thought about it. And I thought that was really good advice. That being said, let's manifest the good stuff. Yeah. And this isn't warm, fuzzy. This is, I've been learning about abiding in God and abiding in Christ as eh, the vine and the branch, and I'm the branch, and I get to produce fruit out on the end of the branch, but the branch has to bring in nutrients from the vine, and the vine promises that he will root deep and get lots of nutrients from the living water, the local stream, which is God, and that nutrients is transferred to me. I got to hook into the biggest possible piece of the vine that I can. And I think that grows with time, and that will create my greatness. That will create a greater me, not greatness by itself as a definition, as a word that's defined, and then I go do it. But it's a greatness that I've been designed to be by by God that made me. So a bit of a rant about, and confession about what I did and how I play the game. And it was a microcosm of how I need to learn. I would like you to learn with me. That's what I'd like. So I'm going to turn to the way I end all of my podcasts. You were designed for accomplishment. Yes, you were. Engineered for success. Oh, indeed you were. And endowed with the seeds of greatness. Yes. Thank you, Zig Ziglar, for making this quote. You were designed for accomplishment. That means we get to go do something. We get to go do stuff. But that's because you were engineered for success. You were put together to do important things and endowed with the seeds of greatness. So you've got it in you. It just needs to grow. Applies to me, applies to this circumstance, applies to this lesson in life, this last week's lessons, and learn it with me. Now, go be